truly understand the Bangladesh issue, we need to go back to the roots of its history. After the partition of British India in 1947, Pakistan was created with two separate regions, West Pakistan and East Pakistan. These two wings were separated by about 1,600 kilometers of Indian territory, making governance and unity a challenge from the very beginning. This geographical divide set the stage for decades of tension and misunderstanding, as the two regions had distinct languages, cultures, and economic priorities. The seeds of conflict were sown early, and the story of Bangladesh's birth starts here. East Pakistan and West Pakistan were not just separated by distance, but also by deep cultural and economic differences. While West Pakistan held political power, East Pakistan often felt neglected and marginalized. The two regions spoke different languages, Bengali in the east and Urdu in the west, and had unique traditions and aspirations. This division was more than just physical. It was a growing rift in identity and opportunity, which would soon become a major source of conflict. From the outset, West Pakistan dominated the political landscape. Key government positions, the military and administrative roles were mostly held by West Pakistanis, leaving Bengalis underrepresented. Economic policies favored the West, leading to underdevelopment in the East. This imbalance bred resentment among the people of East Pakistan, who felt their voices were being ignored and their potential stifled. The seeds of discontent continued to grow, setting the stage for future upheaval. One of the most significant sources of tension was the imposition of Urdu as the national language. The majority of East Pakistanis spoke Bengali, and this move was seen as an attempt to erase their cultural identity. Protests erupted across East Pakistan, with students and intellectuals leading the charge to preserve their language and heritage. The language movement became a powerful symbol of resistance and unity among Bengalis, further deepening the divide between the two regions. Bengalis were not only sidelined in politics, but also in the military and administration. Despite being the majority population, they had little say in the country's governance. This underrepresentation was a constant reminder of their second-class status within Pakistan. The frustration and anger among Bengalis continued to build, fueling the desire for greater autonomy and recognition. Mid growing discontent, the Awami League emerged as the voice of East Pakistan. Led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the party demanded greater autonomy and rights for Bengalis. The Awami League's message resonated deeply with the people, who saw in it a chance to assert their identity and secure a better future. The stage was set for a political showdown that would change the course of history. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman became a symbol of hope and determination for Bengalis. His leadership of the Awami League galvanized the masses, uniting them in their quest for autonomy. Mujib's charisma and unwavering commitment to his people inspired a movement that would soon challenge the very foundation of Pakistan. The demand for self-rule was no longer just a political slogan, it was a rallying cry for justice and equality. 1970 general elections marked a critical moment in Pakistan's history. The Awami League won a landslide victory, securing a majority in the National Assembly. However, the West Pakistani rulers refused to transfer power, ignoring the democratic mandate of the people. This blatant disregard for the election results shattered any remaining trust between the two regions and pushed East Pakistan closer to open rebellion. In March 1971, the Pakistan Army launched Operation Searchlight, a brutal military crackdown on Bengali civilians, students, and intellectuals. The operation aimed to suppress the growing demand for autonomy, but it only intensified resistance. The violence led to widespread atrocities, with countless lives lost and families torn apart. The horrors of Operation Searchlight became a rallying point for the liberation movement. Violence unleashed by Operation Searchlight triggered a massive refugee crisis. Around 10 million Bengalis fled to neighboring India, seeking safety and shelter. The sudden influx of refugees put immense pressure on India's resources and created a humanitarian emergency. Camps sprang up along the border, and the world watched as the crisis escalated, highlighting the urgent need for international intervention. India responded to the refugee crisis with compassion and resolve. The government provided shelter, food, and medical aid to millions of displaced Bengalis. But India's support went beyond humanitarian assistance. Recognizing the gravity of the situation, India began to actively support the Bangladesh liberation movement, offering training and resources to the Mukti Bahini, the Bengali resistance fighters. As the crisis deepened, the world began to take notice. Media coverage brought the plight of Bengali refugees and the brutality of the crackdown to global audiences. International organizations and governments debated how to respond, but the situation on the ground continued to deteriorate. The stage was set for a major regional conflict, with India playing a pivotal role. On December 3, 1971, Pakistan launched preemptive air strikes on Indian air bases, escalating the conflict into a full-scale war. India responded swiftly, mobilizing its armed forces and launching coordinated attacks on both the eastern and western fronts. The Indo-Pak War of 1971 had begun, with the fate of Bangladesh hanging in the balance. The Indo-Pak War of 1971 was one of the shortest wars in history, lasting just 13 days. Indian forces, along with the Mukti Bahini, advanced rapidly in East Pakistan. The coordinated military campaign overwhelmed Pakistani forces, leading to a swift and decisive victory. The world watched as the conflict reached its dramatic conclusion. On December 16, 1971, the Pakistan Army in East Pakistan surrendered to the joint Indian and Mukti Bahini forces in Dhaka. The surrender marked the end of the war and the birth of a new nation. The image of the surrender ceremony became an iconic moment in South Asian history, symbolizing the triumph of the Bengali people's struggle for freedom. With the surrender of Pakistani forces, Bangladesh emerged as an independent nation. The people of Bangladesh celebrated their hard-won freedom, and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was hailed as the father of the nation. The creation of Bangladesh was a turning point in South Asian politics, reshaping the region's geopolitical landscape. Sheikh Mujibur Rahman became the first Prime Minister of Bangladesh, leading the country through its early years of nation-building. His vision and leadership were crucial in shaping the identity and direction of the new nation. The challenges were immense, but the spirit of independence and unity inspired Bangladeshis to rebuild their homeland. In the aftermath of independence, India and Bangladesh enjoyed a period of close friendship. Leaders like Indira Gandhi and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman signed treaties of cooperation, laying the foundation for strong bilateral ties. The two countries worked together on issues of reconstruction, trade, and regional stability, marking a new era of partnership in South Asia. Despite the initial warmth, India-Bangladesh relations soon faced challenges. Disputes arose over the sharing of Ganga River waters, border demarcation, and the issue of illegal migration. Both countries also grappled with concerns about support for insurgent groups operating across the border. These issues tested the resilience of the bilateral relationship and required careful diplomacy. A long and porous border between India and Bangladesh became a source of tension. Disagreements over demarcation and the movement of people and goods led to periodic flare-ups. Both countries worked through diplomatic channels to resolve these disputes, but the border remained a sensitive issue in bilateral relations. Legal migration from Bangladesh into India became a contentious topic, especially in the border states. Concerns about demographic changes, resource allocation, and security fueled debates on both sides. The issue remains a complex challenge, requiring cooperation and understanding to find lasting solutions. Another challenge in India-Bangladesh relations has been the presence of insurgent groups operating across the border. Both countries have accused each other of harboring militants, leading to mistrust and periodic tensions. Over time, increased cooperation in security and intelligence has helped address some of these concerns, but the issue remains sensitive. Since the 1990s, India and Bangladesh have made significant progress in improving their relationship. Dialogue and diplomacy have replaced confrontation, and both countries have focused on building trust and cooperation. Joint initiatives in trade, connectivity, and security have brought the neighbors closer, setting an example for regional partnership. Economic cooperation has become a cornerstone of India-Bangladesh relations. Both countries have worked to enhance trade, improve transportation links, and facilitate the movement of goods and people. These efforts have boosted economic growth and strengthened the bonds between the two nations, making them key partners in South Asia. In recent years, India and Bangladesh have expanded cooperation in energy and security. Joint projects in power generation and cross-border electricity trade have benefited both countries. Enhanced security collaboration has helped address shared challenges, such as terrorism and organized crime, contributing to regional stability. Today, Bangladesh is one of India's closest neighbors in South Asia. The two countries share deep historical, cultural, and economic ties. Their partnership is seen as a model for regional cooperation, with both sides committed to peace, prosperity, and mutual respect. The journey from conflict to collaboration has been remarkable. The liberation of Bangladesh was a watershed moment in South Asian history. It demonstrated the power of people's movements and the importance of addressing ethnic, linguistic, and regional inequalities. The events of 1971 reshaped the political landscape of the region and continue to influence relations among South Asian countries. Bangladesh's journey to independence offers important lessons for the world. It highlights how the denial of rights and identity can fuel demands for self-determination. The story also underscores the need for inclusive governance and respect for diversity in multi-ethnic societies. These lessons remain relevant in today's global context. India's support for Bangladesh's liberation strengthened its position in South Asia. The successful intervention showcased India's ability to shape regional events and promote stability. This legacy continues to influence India's foreign policy and its relationships with neighboring countries, making the Bangladesh issue a defining chapter in regional diplomacy. Today, Bangladesh stands as a vibrant, independent nation with a growing economy and a strong sense of national identity. Its journey from conflict to nationhood is a testament to the resilience and determination of its people. The story of Bangladesh continues to inspire, reminding us of the enduring power of hope, unity, and the quest for justice.